We'll see if this comes up. In the meantime, while I'm waiting to see if the channel updates, I will begin the game. I have no sound. Oh, you know what? Oh, there we go. Ah, that's loud. I forgot to change my thing. Let me see if I can change my thing. Get out of my way, thing. There we go. Boop. Update. And back to my channel. There we go. Now that should at least have the correct thing. All the stuff I did to prepare. And that was the one thing I forgot. Broadcast that I'm going live. Okay. Ah, there's a Rocky. Hathor, you don't want any of that. Step around. Come on. Step around if you're gonna. Okay, let's see. According to this, Rocky's not even here yet. Let's go ahead and test and make sure my bot's working. Because I disconnected everything a bit ago. This is a little slow. I'm guessing because of the resolution. I don't think I've played it at this. Well, I can see you chatting. Okay, I see that. Okay, invisible to you. Go ahead and refresh. But check out the bot too, because I had it running and then I restarted my my gateway. Let's see. Warrior two-handed, warrior weapon and shield. My game. Yeah, my you know, roll or something. Casual. Interested in a purely narrative focus, combat will provide minimal challenge. That sounds kind of nice. I don't remember if I have played casual or normal. What else have we got? Hard, Nightmare, and Custom. You're not seeing chat. Yay, now you can. Okay. I guess I'm going to do casual. Oh, that just seems too weak. Let me do normal. I'm going to do normal. So I'm Mage of the Tal-Vashoth. Followers of the strict religious philosophy of the Qun, the Qunari, appeared like a tidal wave to the north of Thedas 300 years ago. You are Tal-Vashoth, a Qunari who has rejected the Qun and never even lived in Qunari lands. You've earned a place within the Valokos mercenary company as its mage, possessing abilities that would have made you a pet slave among your own people, ignoring the fearful looks you receive from those around you. Most recently, the company was sent to the Chantry Conclave, hired swordsmen to keep the peace, a task that has gone horribly wrong. Hey, a subscription or something. It should pop up there. Okay, that's up there. Let's see. Oh, it says Botmore's in chat at least. Do I want to import a custom world state? I already have the world state. It's all made up so that it... And of course I didn't have my original origins save that I could import, so I tried to recreate it as best I could in the Tapestry, but then I was able to import my Dragon Age 2 game into the Tapestry, and I created that as a profile for this. Wow, this that chat window over there is kind of big on the overlay. I may need to downsize that in between. Import successful, and I will confirm, and so it begins. Got my Delmore tonight. We can do some face customizing here. Face shape. Skin tone. Complexion. Really wrinkly. These choices are kind of interesting. Kind of like the beginning one though. Eye color. I'm a mage, I should have something startling. There was a yellow here that was kind of... There's that, or there were some blues over here that were kind of startling. No, not that pale. Kind of bright like that. Horns, there's all kinds of different horn types if I recall. I guess it's broken off. It's got accoutrements. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's really curled up on itself. That really moves the center of gravity backwards, doesn't it? Kind of pointed backwards, a bit broken. I kind of like that one. And I kind of like this one. I'd like it a little better if it didn't have this bit here. I prefer things to be a little more symmetrical. There's also this one. I'm going to do this one. Then hair color. Kind of like that, a little darkish. And this is the interesting. An interesting thing about it was male and female, they got 2 voice actors to do all of the lines. So you actually have 2 fully voiced choices, whichever of the 2 genders you play.
How much is this going to cost me exactly? As long as the job gets done, I don't care about the rest.
I'm not sure who that voice actress is, but
I just hope I can help.
This one here should be Alex Wilton Regan.
You leave me no choice.
Everything you've heard? Completely true.
I like her, so I'm going to stick with her voice.
Everything you've heard? Completely true.
And now I can play around with ear size with a more intuitive system than they've had on some of the things. Here, my ears are in my neck. Oh, this one doesn't go up and down. Ooh, a host. Trying to find something that seems kind of decent here. There we go. And some eyes. Some different shapes. And some sizes. I'm surprised. I'm angry. High rotation and spacing. Doing some eyebrows. None. Some really bushy ones. There. I think that'll do. And then some more messing around with eye color stuff. There, see, those are startling. There we go. We got some nose shapes. Actually, that's a pretty decent shape right there. And some position. And a bridge. Not much nose bridge here. With that little tiny nose. And then tip style. Position. Nostril size. You can do broken nose. I'm not doing broken nose. Hey there, Mr. B. Strong jaw. Jowls. And a strong chin. See, there's a lot of customizability here. Double chin, Adam's apple, scars. Do a couple of scars. I don't normally do scars very much. But then you can actually rearrange their position too, which is actually kind of cool. There, she's seen a little bit. And we've got all this kind of stuff too. Way down. Turn that way down. Turn that way down. Stuff way down. There. Looks a little troubled. She's seen a little bit. Still kind of figuring out the world, I guess. I don't know. Cap Daff, Sansa Bark. Welcome to tonight. I keep looking for my picture in the wrong spot because now it's in the lower right. So let me give everybody a little bit of fair warning. When I was having supper before this stream, we heard thunder a couple of times. The last couple of thunderstorms we've had have killed the power multiple times during the storm. So right before we started, I unplugged my gateway and plugged it into my UPS. So if the power goes out, I should actually be okay, but it'll get darker in here, obviously. And as long as it doesn't stay out for more than a few minutes, I can probably just keep streaming. But in the off chance that none of that works, if the stream suddenly goes away, that's a possibility there, and it'll just take some time to get back. So, test voice one more time.
I just hope I can help.
And accept. Because, you know, that's what I call them. Go toward the figure in white. Mech breakfast? You mean a mechfist? The stream stops, just rem and clam. Okay, Sansabark, I'll be sure to mail you something. Yeah, I know, right? Kind of terrifying. Getting that close to my feet. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the chat window on the overlay needs to be a little less persistent and a little bit smaller. So I may dial that down between now and next week. Why is my hand doing that? So you can see why my new theme is that kind of yellowish green. Look who it is.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now. The Conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead. Except for you.
You think I'm responsible?
Explain this.
I like the color green.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need her, Cassandra.
I don't understand.
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember running. Things were chasing me, and then a woman?
Yeah, there was another
woman?
voice option.
She
But I like Alex
reached out to
Rodriguez.
me, but then
The other
Go
one might
to
be
the
more
forward
appropriate
camp,
for Kunori,
Liliana.
though.
I will take her to the rift.
what did happen?
Yep.
It
Two per gender.
will be easier to show you.
Well, I don't know if that's a shame. That's more than any other game has ever been. For fully voiced. Well, this isn't like Origins where your character just says, let's get started every time you move, and that's all they ever
We
say.
call it the Breach. It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
An explosion can do that?
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows the world. Each time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
And so you'll see I have the different options here, and then there's also, you know, investigate. So they put the stuff in the window like you're used to.
You say it may be the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is. And you are our only suspect. You wish to prove your innocence? This is the only way.
So I guess I'll stick with this relatively nice response here.
I understand.
Then...
I'll do what I can. Whatever it takes.
I don't disagree, Cap.
They have decided your guilt. They need it. The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The Conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars.
Peace.
She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed.
Ah, you're gonna stab me on this bridge.
There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
To the breach? Duh.
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
And so here we go. Yes, thank you. You can make that stuff go away now. Really, it's a fantastic looking game.
These truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one God, one life, one death. There is but one God, and He is a Maker.
You can also see why
Open the gate! We are heading into the valley.
why I put the thing down there. Yes, come on, game. You're giving away all my secrets where all my keys are bound and stuff. So here's the map. Real useful. Although, I mean, you can scroll it around.
Maker! It's the end of the world!
Yeah, it looks like the end of the world. Yeah, right there, the green of my overlay works pretty well with the green of the breach. Good, I was wondering if I'd gotten close enough.
The pulses are coming faster now. The larger the breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
You lost your
How
chat
did
again.
I survive the blast?
They said you stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was. Everything farther in the valley was laid waste, including the Temple of Sacred Ashes. I suppose you'll see soon enough.
Are you saying that my audio's not loud enough, the desktop was too much? I can adjust that a little bit. I've turned down the desktop just a touch. I also noticed that not all of the captions are showing up. I think there was a setting over here for that. Yeah, see, conversations only. So apparently what that was ambient. So I'm going to put it on conversations and ambient. Oh, it's the booms? Okay. Well, I only dialed it down a little bit, so let me know as we go, and I'll bring this up a little bit too. I'm actually kind of pegging every once in a while with the microphone, so I can't really do a whole lot else about that. Speaking of loud, Screw that, lady. I'm gonna pick up the staff and use it. Okay. Num 0 or left mouse to attack. One second. I'm going to go back into the audio because that boom was really... I'm going to lower the sound effects and the music a little bit. I'm going to keep the dialogue up because it's the most important part. Yeah, I was made, so yeah, I was gonna. And so this is my basic don't use any spells attack.
Make it!
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now!
I don't need a staff.
Do you really think I need a staff to be dangerous?
Is that supposed to reassure me?
I haven't used my magic on you yet.
You're right. You don't need a staff, but you should have one. I cannot protect you.
That's what I thought. Actually, I do need one because
I
of
should
cooldown.
remember you agreed to come willingly.
Yeah, you should, lady. Twitchy's
Take these potions.
skin
Maker
wasn't
knows what we will face.
hasn't ended up being quite as
Where are
gray as
your
I thought it
soldiers?
was.
At the forward camp, or fight.
It's a little greener than I had
We are on our own
anticipated.
for now.
This game just looks fantastic, though. You're going to hear me say that about 100 times a night. Abilities consume mana and stamina for combat, powerful combat effects.
There! Watch out! If we flank them, we may gain the advantage.
Hey, Cassandra, do you think you can do something about this now? Thanks, Cassandra. Thanks for nothing. Look at this ice. Link to buy loot all button, yeah. Or the search. It's all blurry for you? What's all blurry? Is there something I need to do to tweak the game? Methodial. I mean, I had turned down the I had turned down the bit rate a little bit to make sure that this would get through. I'm not dropping any frames. If I need to turn up the bit rate, I can try that. Let's see. Oh, it's not my side of things? Well, I'm already in here. Let me try. Okay. It's so nice actually having a game that's
Up on the hill. It attacks from a distance.
having a game that's in borderless windowed up to the size of the full screen. Now let me go see if there's any loot to be had. Why are you shooting? I want you to pick up the loot. I have to get right next to it and then hit my my loot key, essentially. I'm still not dropping frames.
From the breach!
Fall from your breach. Ooh, some shadow essence. Keep items for later. I'm not dropping any frames at this point. I'm not using much CPU. So I'm going to actually crank this up a bit. See if maybe I can improve the image quality a little bit. So you guys let me know if it starts sucking. There we go. There's the thing. Yeah, game's still only using 9% of CPU.
We're getting close to the rift. You can hear the fighting.
Who's fighting?
You'll see soon. We must help them.
What would really help is if you would actually target. Have some fire. Hey, Varric.
Quickly! Before more come through!
What did you do?
I did nothing. The credit is yours.
You mean the mark? So I can help.
At least this is good for something.
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our salvation.
Good to know. Here I thought we'd be ass-deep in demons forever. Varric Tethras, rogue, storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
It's good to meet you, Varric.
You may reconsider that stance in time.
Aw, I'm sure we'll become great friends in the valley, Chuckles.
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Varric, but...
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
Ugh.
My name is Solus, if there are to be introductions. I am pleased to see you still live.
He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
What do you know about it?
You seem to know a great deal about it all.
Like you, Solus is an apostate.
Technically, all mages are now apostates, Cassandra. My travels have allowed me to learn much of the Fade, far beyond the experience of any Circle mage. I came to offer whatever help I can give with the breach. If it is not closed, we are all doomed regardless of origin.
That's commendable.
That's a commendable attitude.
Merely a sensible one. Although sense appears to be in short supply right now. Cassandra, you should know. The magic involved here is unlike any I've seen. Your prisoner is a mage, but I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood. We must get to the forward camp quickly.
Well... Bianca's excited.
This way, down
I've
the
met
bank.
those two.
The road ahead is blocked.
We must move quickly.
I can loot this person. So let me see. Acolyte Fire Staff has 29 DPS as opposed to the 28 I have now. And it does fire damage instead of cold. So there. Now I have a staff that looks like a scythe. Is there anything up here? Yes, there is. There will be a lot of wall sniffing and general exploration. That ding sound means that my search picked up something. And now it's up to me to find it. Probably on the other side of that wall. Oh, there it is. So, I guess we go... I can't go that way. Well, where am I supposed to go? Oh, I do go this way. Hey, at least the river's frozen now, so I can just walk along that.
Demons ahead!
Glad you brought me now, Seeker?
Okay, tactical camera mode. So here... See this? Like this actually lets me scan around the battlefield, unlike the other pauses from before. So, look how cool this is. So, I'm going to tell Varric, take your long shot on Elite Greater Shade. Yeah, you can do that, and Cassandra, you should go taunt that. Solus, You should go freeze one of those. And I'll hit that. So let's see. You guys take out that rave. I will help Cassandra. Well, they didn't really give heal, so... Oh, let me go over here. I'll bet there'll be something back here in this house. Yeah, I can loot these things. Nothing else here. There we go, some elf root. I'm going this way. Apparently I'm not going very far this way. There we go. Have some iron. So, some gathering. Gav. Some more iron. Eventually I'm going to get about 30 different metals. And I'll have all kinds of recipes to make some cool shit with it.
So, are you innocent?
I don't remember what happened.
That'll get you every time. Should have spun a story.
That's what you would have done.
It's more believable and less prone to result in premature execution.
All execution is premature execution. So we urgently need to get up there and do something. But wait, I have to go pick some flowers and shit. Hey, look, there's some stuff up here. I will begin there. Cassandra can begin by taunting that. Varric. Throw some caltrops. See, I will do the chain lightning again. Varric, why don't you help me with this? Solus, you work on that one. Ah, lasers already? Oh, okay, there may be some lasers. character is when a blow is about to drop a character below 0, amulet shatters and heals a character for the specified amount. That sounds very useful. Since I have nothing else. And see, that wasn't on the main path. So if I hadn't explored, I would have seen it.
Kirkwall. A whole boatload of them. They were your typical cheerless sort. Then they tried to take over the city and kill everyone. But I'm guessing you don't actually follow the Qun, do you? You're Tal-Vashoth.
Afraid I'll try to convert you to the Qun.
Well, you haven't recited a single quote from the Prophet Kusloon yet. So unless you're trying to stay on the Seeker's good side, I'd say that's pretty telling.
And I haven't explored this building that's on fire. See, there's something inside that building. A couple of somethings. There's something over here on the other side of this fire. Fortunately, I can just walk through that fire, apparently. And this game actually has jumping.
I know it's difficult, but we must keep moving.
Yes, dear. You're gonna be TFK? Do a full real save. I need to change a pot more there.
I hope Liliana made it through all this.
She's resourceful, Seeker.
We will see for ourselves at the forward camp. We're almost there.
Gotta get to the forward camp soon because it's playing the same music over and over.
Another rift!
We must seal it! Quickly!
They keep coming! Help us!
Hey, you guys want to give me a hand here?
Hurry! Use the mark!
Guess I didn't have to be that close to it. Your character is leveled up.
The rift is gone! Open the gate!
Right away, Lady Cassandra.
We are clear for the moment. Well done.
Whatever that thing on your hand is, it's useful.
All done with the down more. So I guess I'll move on to water. Maybe. Yeah, the Mark does have a fair bit of range. I just couldn't find the sweet spot, and I haven't played this in a while.
It is our only chance.
You have already caused enough trouble without resorting to this exercise in futility.
Ah, here we go.
The most holy. Haven't you all done enough already?
You are not here.
Ah, here they come.
You made it. Chancellor Roderick, this is...
I know who she is. As Grand Chancellor of the Chantry, I hereby order you to take this criminal to Valroyo to face execution.
Order
Why not do
me?
it here?
You are a glorified clerk. A bureaucrat.
And you are a thug, but a thug who supposedly serves the Chantry.
We serve the most holy, Chancellor. As you well know.
Justinia is dead! We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
Yeah, so no one's in charge here.
Isn't closing the breach the more pressing issue?
You brought this on us in the first place! Call a retreat, Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
We can stop this before it's too late.
How? You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your soldiers.
We must get to the temple. It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction while we go through the mountains.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's too risky.
Listen to me. Abandon this now, before more lives are lost.
How do you think we should proceed?
You're asking me?
Now you're asking me what I think.
You have the mark?
And you are the one we must keep alive. Since we cannot agree on our own,
What do you guys want to do? You want to take the mountain path, or do you want to charge with the soldiers? Creepy. I'll let you guys pick. This is your first decision to be making in this game. Well, I mean, aside from the poll for, you know, choosing what kind of character I was going to be and all that stuff. Give me a 5 or a 2? Yes, I put my mute key apparently on the same key that opens the console. Okay, 2 votes for 5, good enough for me.
I say we charge. I won't survive long enough for your trial. Whatever happens, happens now.
Liliana, bring everyone left in the valley. Everyone.
On your head be the consequences, Seeker.
No, we're taking the hobbits to Isengard. So now we're committed to this path. They don't let you pick one thing and then do the other. I don't think I want to go through there. Okay, Varric. Tackled that guy. So let's freeze him. Cassandra, just go ahead and attack him, and I will chain lightning that guy.
rifts are there?
We must seal it if we are to get past!
Quickly then!
Sealed, as before. You are becoming quite proficient at this.
Oh, just
Let's
you wait
hope
a
it
few
works
weeks.
on the big one.
Lady Cassandra, you managed to close the rift. Well done.
It's Colin.
Do not congratulate me, Commander. This is the prisoner's doing.
Is it? I hope they're right about you. We've lost a lot of people getting you here.
I hope they're right too.
I can't promise anything, but I'll try my best.
That's all we can ask. The way to the temple should be clear. Liliana will try to meet you there.
Then we'd best move quickly. Give us time, Commander.
Make her watch over you, for all our sakes.
Come on, Kimpy.
The Temple of Sacred Ashes.
What's left of it?
That is where you walked out of the Fade, and our soldiers found you. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was.
Well, let's go see if we can find her. Hey, some armor. Okay, so he's already wearing that. He's already wearing that. She's already wearing that. But she's not wearing one of these. And there can be a little bit of training. Let's see, so Spirit for protection. Disrupts hostile magic, creates defensive barriers, and even heal injuries. Pfft, boring. Storm. Inferno. And Winter. These are all cool, if you pardon the pun. I think I'm going to stick with lightning. It's kind of suits me. Storm comes to your aid even without your calling it. When you're in combat, lightning will periodically strike a random nearby enemy. How cool is that? There's also lightning bolt. I think I'm going to stick with the lightning bolt so I can have an additional attack. I don't remember if I think I trained everybody. Yep, just like before. Yeah, exactly. Have you met me? Battlemaster, Vanguard. Let's see about more attacks. 10% for every gaining stamina when you're hurt. Okay, so that's all about that kind of stuff. Battlemaster. Oh yeah. I remember doing this on one of the other characters. And that too. I did this one a lot with my warrior character. Oh, she didn't have any points to spend, that's why. Okay, probably nobody has any points to spend other than me. Now, I have a quick save mapped, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is, down there. It's in the lower right. Yeah, okay, it's working.
Reach is a long way up.
You're here. Thank the Maker.
Liliana, have your men take up positions around the temple.
Well, once more into the breach.
This is your chance to end this. Are you ready?
No.
I'll try, but I don't know if I can reach that, much less close it.
No. This rift was the first, and it is the key. Seal it, and perhaps we seal the breach.
Then let's find a way down. And be careful.
Kalen Silverfur just followed. Follow. Follow, follow, follow.
Now is the hour of our victory. Bring forth the sacrifice.
What are we hearing?
At a guess, the person who created the breach.
Did you make all kinds of cool stuff tonight? Hey, looks like some of that red lyrium, doesn't it?
You know this stuff is red lyrium, Seeker.
I see it, Varric.
But what's it doing here?
Magic could have drawn on lyrium beneath the temple, corrupted it.
It's evil. Whatever you do, don't touch it.
Meanwhile, I'm standing on it.
Keep the sacrifice still.
Someone help me!
That is Divine Justinia's voice.
He made stuff sort of. Just wrangling the fabric. They call me the Fabric Wrangler. Okay. I'm committed because I jumped off that ledge. On my hand again.
Someone help me! What's going on here?
That was my voice.
That was your voice. Most Holy called out to you, but...
What's going on here?
Run while you can! Hold them!
We have an intruder. Slay the Canary.
You were there! Who attacked? And the Divine, is she... Was this vision true? What are we seeing?
I don't remember.
Echoes of what happened here. The Fade bleeds into this place. This rift is not sealed, but it is closed, albeit temporarily. I believe that with the mark, the rift can be opened, and then sealed properly and safely. However, opening the rift will likely attract attention from the other side.
That means demons! Stand ready!
This is as ready as I can stand. That doesn't mean you have to draw your bow until you have a target. Your arms are going to get tired. That could have been better. Pride Demon, level 4. Well, I will lightning it. And I suppose freeze it. And probably shoot it.
We must strip its defenses. Wear it down. Quickly! Disrupt the rift! The demon is vulnerable! Now!
Ow. Everyone keep attacking it.
More coming through the rift!
This doesn't help me. Okay, I'll just rift again. Looks like it does a lot of lightning. Lightning doesn't seem to do much to it. Ow. Okay. Alright. Help me out over here. Now, everyone go back to town on this thing. Yep, it's definitely I'm doing it. And this begins the introductory portion of this game. Or this ends it. Duck and Clover.
Oh! I didn't know you were awake, I swear.
Why are you so afraid of me?
Why are you frightened? What happened?
That's wrong, isn't it? I said the wrong thing.
I don't think so.
I beg your forgiveness and your blessing. I am but a humble servant. You are back in Haven, my lady. They say you saved us. The breach stopped growing, just like the mark on your hand. It's all anyone has talked about for the last 3 days.
Then the danger is over.
The breach is still in the sky, but that's what they say. I'm certain Lady Cassandra would want to know you've wakened. She said, at once.
And where is she?
In the Chantry, with the Lord Chancellor. At once, she said.
Okay, well, I've been asleep for 3 days. I'll just walk my way over there. After I loot this. Ooh, special shipments. And read. So some notes over my health. New staff. Let's see. Armor. I can't wear that. Oh, nice. Yeah. There we go. That looks cool. So does that, actually. Unique heavy armor, rare light armor, rare light armor. These are for, you know, pre-order type stuff and the DLC and so forth. I don't know. That one looks kind of fetching. But I'll stick with the one that gives the best defensive value. A whole bunch of people waiting outside the house I was in.
That's her. That's the Herald of Andraste. They said when she came out of the Fade, Andraste herself was watching over her.
Well, there was a glowing woman seen in there. Oh, hey, a thing to read. A song. There we go, some elf fruit. I sprained my ankle.
did Lady Cassandra have her in chains? I thought Seekers knew everything.
That's her. She stopped the breach from getting any bigger.
Well, it's what I do. I remember this little town.
Chancellor Roderick says that the Chantry wants nothing to do with us. That isn't Chancellor Roderick's decision, sister.
Looks like I go this way.
Gone completely mad. She should be taken to Val Royo immediately, to be tried by whomever becomes divine.
I'll speak for myself.
Chain her! I want her prepared for travel to the capital for trial.
Disregard that, and leave us.
You walk a dangerous line, Seeker.
The breach is stable, but it is still a threat. I will not ignore it.
I'm still a suspect.
So I'm still a suspect, even after what we just did?
You absolutely are.
No, she is not.
Someone was behind the explosion at the Conclave. Someone most holy did not expect. Perhaps they died with the others, or have allies who yet live.
I am a suspect?
You, and many others.
But not the prisoner.
I heard the voices in the temple. The Divine called to her for help.
So her survival, that thing on her hand, all a coincidence.
Providence. The Maker sent her to us in our darkest hour.
Are you serious? I'm confused. You believe I'm innocent? I'm gonna go with this.
You really think your Maker would send someone like me?
The Maker does as he wills. It is not for me to say.
Even if that means a Kunari is his chosen?
Humans are not the only people with an interest in the fate of the world.
The breach remains, and your mark is still our only hope of closing it.
This is not for you to decide.
You know what this is, Chancellor. A writ from the Divine, granting us the authority to act. As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn. We will close the breach, we will find those responsible, and we will restore order, with or without your approval.
This is the Divine's directive. Rebuild the Inquisition of old. Find those who will stand against the chaos. We aren't ready. We have no leader, no numbers. And now, no Chantry support.
But we have no choice. We must act now, with you at our side.
Inquisition?
What is the Inquisition of old, exactly?
It preceded the Chantry. People who banded together to restore order in a world gone mad.
After, they laid down their banner and formed the Templar Order, but the Templars have lost their way. We need those who can do what must be done, united under a single banner once more.
But aren't you still part of the Chantry?
Is that what you see?
The Chantry will take time to find a new Divine. And then it will wait for her direction.
But we cannot wait. So many Grand Clerics died at the Conclave. No, we are on our own. Perhaps forever.
You want a holy war?
You're trying to start a holy war.
We are already at war. You are already involved. Its mark is upon you. As to whether the war is holy, that depends on what we discover.
Yeah, I'll help.
If you're truly trying to restore order...
That is the plan.
Help us fix this before it's too late.
Nice little handshake. Fly birdies. Go get the message out. Here's a note from Mom. There we go. Now the introduction's over. And now I can explore for things.
How do you think they'll close that huge hole in the sky?
With
Hell,
a giant
the Templars, I'd imagine. I've seen them wicked magic.
What about the rebel mages?
Rebel mage?
I didn't realize any of Leliana's Oxman mercenaries were still here. Well, if you want new gear, you pay for it. Oh, you're her. Thren, Inquisition Quartermaster. I'm doing what I can to supply this mess. If you find what I need to fill one of my requisitions, I'd appreciate you bringing it in.
Tell me.
What did you mean when you mentioned requisitions?
I'm making this Inquisition run with what we have, but we're not a real army. We're stretched thin on materials, so I've put up a requisition list for anything that could help our people. Here, take a look. You find some iron and a good logging site, maybe Harriet can get our troops better weapons.
How do I feel?
If I have material for a special order, do I bring it to you?
Just take it over there. One of my boys will take the materials or jot down what you found.
That'll do.
Farewell.
Make her go with you.
Inquisition weapons. So if I find 1 logging stand and 5 iron.
You find anything we need, let me know.
Oh, I will. For now, let me keep roaming around. Hey, a note. More observations on the patient. I can only assume is me.
For she who trusts in the Maker, fire is her. As the moth sees light and goes toward flame, she should see fire and go towards light.
Hey, Varric, what do you think about all this?
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
I'm just glad I'm still standing after all that.
I still can't believe you survived Cassandra. You're lucky you were out cold for most of her frothing rage. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
Why'd you stay?
If it was that bad, why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but this... Thousands of people died on that mountain. I was almost one of them. And now there's a hole in the sky. Even I can't walk away and just leave that to sort itself out.
It's pure luck that I escaped.
Good luck or bad? You might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going. Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky... that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
Thanks, Varric. Ah, a place where I can sell things.
Ah, you're awake and out of Lady Cassandra's clutches. And here I paid that little knife-ear to inform me the moment you were free. No matter, no matter. Segret, honored to meet you. Thank you for all you've done, and hopefully will still do.
Yeah, exactly, Rocky.
What do you think I'll be doing, exactly?
Word's already spreading that if anyone can close that blighted thing in the sky, it's you. Anything you need is yours. For a reasonable price, of course. Supplies are a little tight, given the circumstances.
How's the mood?
You must speak with most everyone here. How are people doing?
Hope and fear in equal measure. No one really knows what it means when an Inquisition is called. Yet. Of course, we're all getting used to, well, you as our last best hope. Nothing personal.
Okay.
Can I see what you have for sale?
Let me just check out the wares.
My wares are at the table.
Buy, sell. So these are the buys. So let me sell. I should work on making sure everything's equipped before I do this. Give her that. Give him that. And step over to armor. Oh, that that looks funny on Varric. I don't think so. Why am I not wearing this? Well, there we go. These ones, the Avar and the Stonebear, just don't look right. But you know, yeah, I don't think so. No. Oh, that's right. There's There's the different sortings. Okay. I think now it's time to come back to here. And now I should be able to just sell everything. I guess I probably could get the light dragon armor back. Maybe maybe I can put that on Varric. I'm trying to remember if I can or not. I'm not selling crafting supplies, so I guess that's about all. Okay, that hatchet I gave her is more DPS, so... So let me check once more with Varric. See if he can wear the dragon armor. No, he can't because it's me and mage only. Okay, I'm just gonna call that good. And we'll save and we'll keep exploring. Let's head out this door.
Of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
If the Inquisition wants to field a decent cavalry, it needs better horses. I heard Seeker Pentagast might try to acquire suitable mounts from Master Dennett in the hinterlands.
Oh, and who are you to be fishing around for what the higher-ups are doing?
Back in Angsburg, my uncle was 5th Praetor.
And what's that mean for you back in Arnsberg?
Honestly, about as much as it does here.
Synchronize your collectibles across games by downloading collectibles that you previously uploaded and uploading newly acquired ones. I don't remember what collectibles are. So here's where I can make
Lisa
stuff.
thought you and your men might be working up a thirst. She sent me over to see if you needed anything.
We're fine, thank you. Expected you'd be by. I'm Harriet, and everyone knows who you are. How's the new
not my
gear
name.
fit?
It's quite well.
Sturdy and warm. It's perfect.
Good. World's gone mad. Stock armor and blades are good against bandits, but we're not fighting bandits. My gear will see you through demons, apostates, whatever this world throws at you. So, you need custom work. Something special. You bring the materials to us, we'll make it happen.
Yes, that's right. Run around spamming the search button.
Can you help improve my arms and armor?
Yes. You find a new piece, a pauldron or greaves, we'll take care of you. You can't just slap a new hilt on your sword in the field. Bring it here, we'll make sure it's done right and proper.
Give me design.
If I want something, what can you make?
Start simple. Something to keep you safe. Take a look at it on the table there and we can talk. You'll need materials. We should have what you want just outside.
Goodbye.
Right.
So there's where you craft weapons, there's where you modify armor, modify weapons, and buy, sell here. And then craft armor here.
Goodbye.
Right.
So there's still a quest here. Piece by piece, it's probably So here you can look at what I can make. I could make one of these if I had some leather. I can make one of these. See, it's telling you a little bit about how to do it. So here, I can pick on the cotton or the samite, and you'll notice the color change that it puts in there for you, which is pretty cool. And they have little different bonuses too, right? If you see in the defense slot, spirit damage, resistance, or healing bonus. So put cotton in that slot, and then in this slot, I could put more cotton, or I could put in spirit damage. And you'll see that's actually doing like the trim down the front. Just like that, and it's crafted. And I can rename it here.
Looks fine.
And now I can give it to Solus. See, and it's much better than what he's already got. And it's got this gold background to indicate that I crafted it. Now let's talk to him.
Goodbye.
Right.
Because there's this, there's a quest marker showing up right here. So I can modify armor. So if I look at this one doesn't actually have anything. With this dragon armor, could take a sigil. Excuse me. Or this apprentice coat, you can actually put arms and legs and a sigil in it.
You need some.
And same thing with weapons. You can put a grip and a blade and a rune in here when you have this stuff.
You need something? Let me know.
And over here, I can make an apprentice staff. So I don't have enough drakestone or iron, but I do have some onyx. And down here, put some cloth on it. And craft. There, I made a weapon too. And again, I'll check and see if Solus can use this. See if it's even better for him anyway. Not really. I'll put it on him anyway, but you know, it's not really all that better. See, it's showing that he's got a quest. Maybe he doesn't.
When there was no sky maker, you were the sky. When there was no earth, you were the earth. When there was nothing, you were everything.
Everyone's over here fighting. And so there's all kinds of harvesting I can do over here because I'll be able to make potions. That's what the elf fruit is for. What have we got here? Yeah, picked up a schematic. I don't know if you've noticed, but these actually show up as little blips on my mini radar down there to the lower left. Just at the beginning of each pulse. I mean, it could definitely be worse.
I should look around.
I should go. That ding is different. See the glowing ring around my my circle there? Now look down by my feet. It's telling me to go this way. I found something special, which I will keep for later. Laundry? Ew. You can see the iron. I mean, there could be this whole lengthy, annoying animation for the gathering of the iron, or the whatever. Yeah, it still takes time as it is, but it's actually relatively short. So on an unrelated note, the cable companies finally come by and run a new cable up to the house. So they've managed to pull it over. God, I'm out here in the wilderness. They managed to pull it over from across the street. Ran it under my sidewalk. And it's up next to the house so that an access box can be mounted on the house, and then the new outlets run. And the earliest appointment I can have them come out here to install the outlets is September 2nd. Ah, is this a logging stand? Now I can fill this requisition. So, you know, the cable that I ordered on July 18th, hopefully I will have installed on September 2nd. Not an exactly promising way to begin our relationship there, cable company. There we go. And so this is a large portion of why it's going to take it's probably going to take more chapters of my playthroughs to get through this game than it has any other game. Because there's going to be a lot of this gathering stuff. I'm anticipating there may be some times that I get to a new area and then we go around and pacify it on the stream or whatever, and then I go back when it's relatively pacified and then do the harvesting, so you guys don't have to watch me run around. But I don't know how well that plan would work out. Look, a nug.
One down!
I mean, how else do you think you get leather? Not necessarily from nugs, but there will be, I mean, there was a mountain goat running around. Here we go. This will be overkill. drop any skin? Nope. I cooked the skin right off. That was awfully big for a damn nug. Okay, I've had about enough with the harvesting. We're going to head back into town.
See reason. We cannot stay.
I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, these two are arguing. I should see if there's something I can do to help.
Better that than stay here with this Inquisition.
You're awfully... Yes?
You're staying?
You're not going to rejoin the Order?
When the temple went up, your forces rescued those few of us still alive. My life is a debt I intend to repay, however I can.
Okay then.
I will talk to you later.
Walk in the Maker's grace.
Let me go see if I can turn this thing into Thren, since I have iron and a logging stand now.
I spoke with Commander Cutler. I apologize.
When there was no Sky Maker, you were the sky.
No Sky Maker.
When there was no Earth, you were the Earth.
I'm gonna get tired of hearing her little speech over and over.
Do you think the mages will be able to seal the breach?
There, see? Now I have everything here. I can go ahead and make this.
I heard some speak of using the Templars instead.
Oh. I suppose that would work as well.
Is that Varictella? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna head over this way.
She who trusts in the Maker, fire is her. As the moth sees light and wanders to flame,
Fliss said to check with you to make sure these are safe to serve.
They're fine. Nobody will take sick as long as she boils them right. Smart woman for asking, though.
Let me go talk to this guy.
Look who's back from the dead. Again. I shouldn't be surprised. You Oxmen are tough as old leather.
We've met?
I don't recall meeting you before.
I'd be surprised if you did. You weren't particularly coherent. Someone had to patch you up after you staggered out of making those wear, though. So, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I didn't realize. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you can pay me back by fixing the wood.
Oh, is
Name's
that all?
Adan. I'm in charge of
card
keeping
on
our
the
little
wall.
band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
Here, I found this.
I found notes by a Master Tajan. I wondered if you might be interested.
Let me have a look. This should... Oh, I see. With the distillate of... The old codger was on the edge of a breakthrough here, but he couldn't see it. You want some of these mixed up?
Make it
Just
so.
give the word.
You're a bit cranky. How are things? How do I order potions?
How do I go about having potions made?
Just take a look there and tell me what you'd like. Find a recipe for something better, I can make that too.
Loot. And a schematic for a curved dagger. Upgrade potions and equip potions. What have I got? Upgrade potions that I have already unlocked. Tonics. So potions restore health or enhance magic. Tonics enhance resistance or augment combat. And grenades are thrown and they shatter and they do stuff. And I don't know any of the ones. And tonics, I don't know any of the ones. And potions. So you know I've already got healing potions, right? So if I come in here, I can actually, if I give some elf root and some dawn lotus, I can increase it by 1, and then there's a second one. So that's cool. So that's all this stuff that I'm picking up from the ground, that's what it's actually going to be for. See, if I had a black lotus, then I could go ahead and increase that. But I don't. So if I go over here to equip, now I can do this per character. So I can go ahead and put lyrium here. And then click to replenish. Takes an elf root. Cassandra, I can go over here and I can give her regeneration, for example. And that also takes elf root. She was getting hurt some. Solus, I can give him some lyrium. So you can see I'm already running out of my elf root.
Perhaps another time.
Oh, hey, another reed. Day 2. Now Solus is going to be over here, and I'm going to talk to him, and I'm going to call it a night.
The chosen of Andraste, a blessed hero sent to save us all.
Am I riding in on a shining steed?
I would have suggested a griffon, but sadly they're extinct. Joke as you will, posturing is necessary. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
I'm a smart and happy one.
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
Usually.
I imagine you find some amazing things in there, alongside all the demons.
Exactly. It is occasionally dangerous, yes. But more often it's just sad to see what has been lost. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay then. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate mage surrounded by chantry forces, and unlike you, I do not have a divine mark protecting me. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
She'll protect you. No, we have bigger problems.
The giant hole in the sky trumps any other concerns. We can worry about the rest later.
Yes. Who can say what this world will look like when we are done fighting for it? But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
Now let me look in the door. Nothing in his house for me to steal. Okay. And that's going to be that for the first session. Oh, I've still got the tavern over there to go check out, and then I can head back in and report to the chantry, and we can move on. And I can always probably go out and find a little bit more stuff when harvesting. So, thanks everybody for coming out. No idea how long this is going to go, but it's already late August. This is obviously going to go well into next year. So, since there's going to be a lot of time with the crafting and the picking up stuff and the harvesting and all that, anybody who ends up missing a session or something like that, you probably won't get too far behind. So, thanks everybody for coming out, and I will plan to do this again in about a week. So, Bye.